Yo. So it's just gonna be a quick video going over the summon or the fusion, and then I'll be going over all the stuff that's coming also this week. Give my take on the fusion and the 10x that we're having this weekend. So for this one, we are getting the Krodor fusion. He is a new tank from the Northern faction. So if we go into here, we could view his kit. Actually, here. Uh, Basic attack, just deal 100 damage. Increase block by 2 and defense by 70%. This effect lasts for 15 seconds. It's 1,000 rage, which is kind of high for especially a defender attack, but it is a very strong ult, especially for Codex. So this is where most people are looking to use him. I'd imagine, well, most late game people. Like if you're a new player and you just need a tank, he's a great tank to have. Passive, once HP drops below 30%, immediately enter a state of anger. Bellows at up to 10 enemies ahead and inflicts attack reduction on them. The next 5 basic attack changed into striking at most 10 enemies ahead, dealing 150% AoE damage and inflicting stun. So this is going to be incredible just for this stun. The ability to stun up to like 10 enemies, but realistically you're never going to have that many, but just in case, like, this is pretty awesome. Once again, this is a big use for Codex. More so just for the stunning those little flame enemies that take no damage. The ultimate is not available during the stage. This effect can only be triggered one time per deployment. So you're really only getting once out of that. That kind of sucks. I'm imagining in the Awakening, there's probably something with that one. Passive, based on the number of adjacent allies, increase passive damage reduction, or physical damage reduction, and damage dealt. This effect reaches a maximum of 12% when there are 3 allies in range. So that will go up to max increase to 15, 18, 21, 24. So 24%, that's pretty good. And then as far as his talent goes, damage scales off defense, increase defense by 2% for 20 seconds each time taking damage, capping off at 20% defense. So another defense dealer. I thought that one said it was inflicted by attack. When gaining shield strength increases by 20%. That's awesome, especially if you have like a Hars or an Isolde on the team. He's just going to get bigger shields every time. During the state of anger, basic attack restores an additional rage of 50. This is actually huge awakening. Just to get that ult back. All damage reductions, the basic tank one. The state of anger has a cooldown time of 60 seconds. Okay, so yeah, the A5, he can actually use this multiple times rather than it just being used once, so if you're ever able to get it there, that's an awesome A5. I know, like, for the Forerunner right now, this fusion's coming up for a second time, so if you stay playing the game a long time, he's definitely somebody you can get there. And then as far as other stuff we have going on, we have the Brave Conquest, which is you get the rares. So this is like a typical raid fusion where you're collecting rares and you need the epics to fuse Krodor. Going here to look at the full event page. So there's 11 total, but you only need 8. Right? Oh no. Oh, okay. Events 11 and Oracle's Trials 8. So there's 6 or 19 total, so you can miss 3. So you could potentially miss a summoning. This weekend, I probably will be summoning if I can get enough to hit the Awakening just because I want a Cerberus, but probably best to skip that one because I think we're going to have a big summoning event here. I imagine there's probably going to be like a 1+1 just because we have this Awakening of Heroes and the Arrival of Heroes, so they generally put a bigger event on those. And usually we have a 1+1 every month, so I wouldn't be surprised to see one there. So saving for this probably would be the best. but you really do have to hit kind of both unless you're hitting all the other ones. There is 4 summoning events now that I'm looking at it. There's the 3 Awakening and the 1 Arrival. We have the basic Gear Raids, GR2, Artifact, GR1, GR3, Spiritual, Brave, Duel. Brave Conquest are really easy. We only have the 1 Krodor, which is great, just because I think we just had 3 of them back to back to back, which is pretty crazy. I generally try to always max them when I do those, so finally getting to skip out on one of those is nice. Other than that, doesn't seem to be too difficult. Generally, these are really easy to complete, especially if you compare them to like raids, fusions. It should be a breeze. So I really do recommend everybody go for him. Awesome early game champion if you're just in need of a tank. Going to be a beast in Codex. Pretty much all the teams in Codex that I saw in Forerunner were all running Krodor. So he seems to be a staple in all the teams. And then other than that, I had somebody in my Twitch chat earlier today tell me that somebody was using him, or no, that was the one that's this weekend. This guy, they were using him in GR4. So yeah, on that note, let's go look at this weekend's banner. So we have 1 awesome epic. If you do not have an A5 Maul, great time to get that going. Cerberus, Insane and AoE, Arena. Other than that, were you really gonna use him? Oh no, not that, because now there's Codex, there's Gear Raids. I just want him because I need him to complete Cultist really bad, but I will probably end up using him in Arena as well, just because I have Gone. So an awesome Arena champ actually makes your Goblin times really fast and your gold farms really fast if you are one of those people farming gold still. Just an awesome champ for those. And then, like I said, Codex, the Conqueror, he's probably the best champ in there, or one of the best champs in there. So great in that as well. Awakenings, A3 one is disgusting. When HP drops below 50, doubles the damage dealt by the ground effect area. Just an absolute beastly Awakening. So if you're somebody that has him, like I know on my Forerunner, I think I have him A2 already. He's very common on that account, but I can't pull him to save my life on this one. And then we have this new hero, Trusk. My first opinion on him was meh, but then after reading his kit, I think he's actually going to be really good. So for ult, grants defense increase up for 3 adjacent allies. Channels to deal 140% AoE damage every 2 seconds, up to 5 enemies in range. Additionally, if directly hit by enemies, the hero will trigger counterattack to deal 300% damage one time. Another one still like 1,000 cost once booked, so it's kind of high, but his initial rage is nice. Damage there. All damage dealt off defense. Each basic attack launch has a 15% chance of triggering a roll, dealing 120% AoE damage to at most 3 enemies in range and knocking them up. Additionally, when HP is below 50%, restores 5% of max HP for every 4 instances of damage taken. Pretty cool. Really strong talent. When the ultimate is triggered, the hero pulls 1 unblocked target in the adjacent tiles towards himself. Defense is increased by 10% and block by 1 until the ultimate ends. Additionally, ranged enemies will prioritize targeting the hero during this time. So it's like a taunt effect. Massive defense increase. Massive defense increase here. So you have each ultimate cast increases defense by 10% permanently, stacking up to 2 times. So max 1, max 2, so it's a 40% defense increase. And then once maxed, you get an extra block. So I was talking about using him with the Goddess Grace and just incredibly boosting his defense. If you don't know, Goddess Grace boost into battle, and then I'm thinking this should boost off the Goddess Grace, so his defense's scaling is going to be insane. Awakenings. When HP is below 50%, reduce all damage taken by 30%. For 5 seconds, this effect can be triggered up to 1 time every 40. We got defense. Deals 20% extra damage to enemies blocked by himself. All damage reductions. And then when receiving fatal damage for the first time, restores 30% max HP immediately. So he's got an unkillable in Awakenings. That's very strong. But yeah, I think he would be a good addition for pretty much any roster. Only thing I dislike about him is being esoteric. That's usually the issue with pretty much anybody in that thing usually. Is you're never really running an SO lead. Very rarely. Especially in content. Pretty much anywhere. But like I said, some people said he was used in GR4, so I could see that. Increasing people's defense, dealing some damage, good blocking. But yeah, that's all for this one. It went a little bit longer than I wanted. We reviewed all for the week, so 10x, I think it's pretty good. This one is really up to you guys. If you're doing it for the event, it's fine. If you're somebody that just wants a champ, then go ahead. But I don't think this is a bad 10x in any way. You got a great epic if you don't have them. And you got 2 great legendaries coming into the pool. And it's going to be for the event this weekend. So yeah, that's all for this one. See you guys in the next video. Later.